from a graduate like you. The job of the valedictorian is first and foremost to represent his or her graduating class. The word valedictory literally comes from the Latin to say farewell. But the valedictorian should also sum up the college experience you have all shared, and to encourage you all to look forward to your many pursuits in the future. Our valedictorian this year is Jess Young, graduating from the Liberal Arts program with first-class honors. Jess has been involved in so many aspects of college life at Dawson that you have to wonder how he found time to do it all and to maintain a 91% average. Among Jess's many extracurricular activities are helping other students with their studies, being a motivational speaker at conferences, and acting as a youth minister in his church, working as a cameraman for Dawson Blues hockey team, and being part of the College Blue Ring Society, whose members act as student ambassadors for Dawson at various events. Jess is going to McGill University this fall. So please welcome Jess Young, this year's valedictorian for the class
of 2018. Director Fillon, members of the Platform Party, and fellow members of the immensely talented, strong, creative, diligent, ambitious, smart, confident, and inspiring and accomplishing graduating class of 2018! Amazing, huh? The compliments actually go on for an entire page, but I don't have time right now, so I'll skip it for now. But however, if any of you would like a copy of those compliments, I can send it to you, mine. And whenever you feel down, you can read it through again. Okay, back to my speech. Fellow graduates, it seems like only yesterday we were tearing open our Dawson acceptance letters in nervous anticipation, wondering if we would have the opportunity to study at Dawson College, a world-class education that is an envy to the whole world. 2, 3, 4, and perhaps even 5 years have passed since then. And I'm absolutely honored to be standing here as a valedictorian representing the graduating class of 2018 in saying once again, we have made it. We made it through countless hours of memorizing mathematical formulas, the names of ancient paintings, completely irrelevant historical characters and events, the name of every country in Europe. Why? Even Liechtenstein, which I know how to spell perfectly now because of my modern history class. We made it through countless lonely nights, fighting against the natural urge to fall asleep, while working on our assignments due at 12 o'clock exactly, or preparing for an exam. And then deeply regretting that we haven't simply just started a little bit earlier. and then going through this process again and again and again for every every next exam and assignment. Don't even ask when I started writing this address. And of course, we made it through countless times of learning the MLA and APA format. We learned it for the first time, and then again, and then another time, and then we had to learn it from the books by ourselves. I don't think we even learned it yet. We also made it through long lines waiting for the printers in the library. Those printers that seem to have some personal grudge against just you. And just break down whenever you have an urgent assignment to hand in. Evil printers. We've also waited before long lines in front of Tim Hortons, spending hundreds of dollars on coffee to sustain us throughout each day. And today, we have all had to wait in one final line. As we just stepped each on this podium to receive our graduation diplomas, which represent the culmination of all of our hard work. No longer are we Dawson students, but proud Dawson alumni. Ready, like thousands who have went before us, to use what we learned to serve our communities. As nurses, as artists and designers, as actors, as engineers, and as future scientists. Graduation is a time of reflecting on the past and looking onward to the future. It is a time as we, graduates, get together for one last hurrah before moving on to bigger and better adventures. Thus, to truly appreciate this moment, it is essential to look back on the struggles we have all had to overcome to be seated here today. No one can understand individual struggles that we all have had to overcome. Many of us had come from a French high school where I had to speak English as a third language and had to work extra hard to master the English language. Others had to work multiple part-time jobs to pay the bills, pay the rent, and even care for their families. And all of us had to learn the difficult task of balancing academics and extracurricular activities that we're passionate about, as well as wasting time on Facebook. In my case, after my parents relocated to China to serve as Christian missionaries, I was left all alone in this city, with only my God and Savior, Jesus Christ, to depend on. I thank God and my church community for their support, compassion, care, and for always being there when I needed them. Amen. I had to find my own apartment, find a job, and actually work 3 part-time jobs to pay for the rent. while serving as a youth minister and a Sunday school teacher at my church. However, I know many of us have had to go through, have had to overcome much more difficult situations than I have. But all of us today can say we have made it through despite our struggles. We never gave up. We never gave up. And that is why we are here today. No matter how many exams and assignment due dates, we're perfectly aligned on the same day. Just like the earth, the moon, and the sun are perfectly aligned during a solar eclipse. We never gave up. As I sat in front of my laptop at the last minute finalizing this address, with more than 100 tabs open to different speeches, and another 100 open to inspirational quotes, I decided that I wanted to leave you all with one final thought. One final piece of advice that has changed my life and may change yours also. Mark Twain, the famous American author, once said that the two most important days of your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. I repeat, the two most important days of your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. This second day experience that Twain is referring to is indeed a universal concept. Carl Jung and Jungian psychologists call it individuation. David Brooks wrote about it in the New York Times as your agency moment. Rick Warren made millions about it with a book entitled The Purpose-Driven Life. Mystic theologian Howard Thurman says it can happen inside of each human being when you finally hear the sound of the genuine. And James Baldwin called it the day my dungeon shook and my chains fell off. It is when you experience the second day that you find out why you're born. That you realize your calling in life, and that you find true freedom. Free from your parents' dreams that you either become a doctor or a lawyer. My Asian friends. Free, as Steve Jobs says, from living someone else's life. Free from the opinions of others, and free from everything that is stopping you. Dear graduates, I've come to learn from my parents' second day experience, after which they decided to quit their stable jobs as a nurse and a computer programmer to pursue a full-time Christian service, that you are the happiest when you realize your calling in life, and you give everything that you have just to pursue it. Our school's unofficial motto is discover. Discover. And I hope many of you have used this short time here at Dawson College to discover the reason you were born, to discover your individual calling in life's second day. Finally, going forward, if any of you ever wonder If you have had your own individual second day experience, or how you can have such an experience, I would humbly direct you towards a book that both my parents and I hold dear, in which it states, once you know the truth shall set you free.